For the first 5 years of my parents' marriage, my mother lived in fear. My father was a perpetrator of extreme emotional and psychological abuse. He wanted to have the perfect family. When he got home at night, he expected to see lines in the carpet from the vacuum being run. Dinner should be ready and waiting, but not on the table. My mother and I needed to be dressed appropriately and have a glass of iced tea waiting for him. If any of this was out of place, or if he just had a bad day, everything in our house would be broken. My mom left him and went back several times. Finally, after a particularly bad fight, my mom took me and whatever we could carry while he was sleeping. This is when things started to get really bad. My father would play mind games with my mom, like leaving notes on her car that said, "Have a nice trip home." Or what was even worse, he constantly threatened to kidnap me. 2 times in my life, I was extremely terrified. One was when I was visiting my father as a teenager, and something set him off. He went on a tirade of breaking things and screaming that he was going to kill my stepmom, my brothers, and himself, and leave me to deal with it all. The second time was the night of my 16th birthday. My girlfriends and I had lied to her parents and said we were going to sleep over at one of the girls' houses. But in reality, we went to a party. There were probably 25 people there, most of them from my high school. We had met a few guys earlier in the night and invited them to the party. To our surprise, they actually came. I was excited. I liked one of them. I began talking to him, and then as the night went on, we kissed. Later, I started to feel sick and I wanted to go lay down upstairs. He asked me if I wanted him to come with me, and I said yes. I never thought, like most people, that I could be in any kind of danger. When we got upstairs, we began kissing again, which was fine with me. But what happened next was not. He wanted to take things further, and I said no. He did not agree with that answer, and he raped me. I wanted to share my story with you for a couple reasons. One, I always felt like I was the only one experiencing these things. So if hearing my story helps just one person feel less alone, it was worth speaking my truth. Second, I wanted to let people know that there is hope. People do get out and people do heal.
Hi, my name is Amber Wagman, and I'm the Executive and Clinical Director at Turning Point Counseling and Advocacy Center here in New York, PA. The dramatic reading you just watched is the true story of a survivor who is on their healing journey from childhood sexual abuse. Domestic and sexual violence are all about taking power and control away from someone. They do not discriminate. They affect all genders, cultures, religions, races, ages, and socioeconomic status. When things like this happen to us, we tend to isolate ourselves, we begin to live in fear, we can become depressed or anxious, and we even blame ourselves for the abuse. Unfortunately, one of the biggest predictors of becoming an abuser or entering into an abusive relationship is witnessing or experiencing violence during childhood. We grow up thinking that violence is a normal part of a loving relationship or of the world in general. We're fed the message that what happens behind closed doors should stay there. But this message is one of the major contributors to why domestic and sexual violence still exist in our society. Secrecy is not the answer. It doesn't make anything go away. It just makes us think that no one else is going through this or that we can't heal. We as a society need to have these conversations with our family, our children, really with anyone who will listen. We have the power to change the myths that exist about sexual and domestic violence. And we also have a responsibility to all the children in the world who are looking to us on how to react or cope with hard things. We need to break silence and speak out against these horrible crimes. This is why we came here today during April's Sexual Assault Awareness Month to give you living proof that we can heal, we can confront our fears, and we can overcome the feeling that someone or something controls our lives. So if you or someone you love is in need of services, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at Turning Point. Thank you.